Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Patriots Day, starring Mark Wahlberg, Kevin Bacon, John Goodman, J.K. Simmons, and Michelle Monaghan, and directed by Peter Berg. Another biography about, this time, the 2013 Boston Marathon. And I didn't know about the story until I heard this movie was a biography. So let's just get right into this movie, because I don't watch TV too much, so let's just get into this movie. The movie opens with Tommy Saunders kicking down the door, who's played by Mark Wahlberg, kicking down the door and injured his foot while wanting to come inside the apartment to talk to some guy with an appointment to help some woman, and I don't get what the fuck was that point of that scene, but I'm happy to see John Goodman in here as a Commissioner Ed Davis. I like both of the characters of Tommy and Commissioner Davis. Tommy's wife, Carol, played by Michelle Monaghan, who I just reviewed recently in Mission Impossible. But here, I like her as Marky Mark's wife. Sorry, Mark. In this movie. It may be the best chemistry throughout the movies. Sorry, Kate Hudson, but it's true, I'm afraid. Sergeant Jeffrey Pugliese, played by J.K. Simmons, who I admire as an actor, even after these two movies. But he's done such good work like his Oscar winner, this movie. The man is tremendous here as well. The terrorist brothers Shakar, forgive me if I said that wrong, and Tamerlan Tsarnaev are the motherfuckers who bombed the marathon in Boston in 2013, and I have to say, I love the hell out of hating those two motherfucking characters. The actors, I'm sure, are nice, but the characters are assholes in this fucking movie. The turn of events scenes when people are injured so bad as an actually quite tragic with people bloodied up, but it is realistic. Remember, this movie is a biography about the bombings of the Boston Marathon and how they can catch the people that planned and did it in the first place. We get to the man in charge of the crime scenes, Special Agent Richard DeLauriers, forgive me if I said that wrong, played by Kevin Bacon, who I like in this movie. I think he pulls the FBI special agent very well, in my opinion. The FBI continued to search for the Tsarnaev brothers. I'm just not going to call them that for the rest of the show, because that name, I can't even say it very well. And those scenes go on a bit too long, and this is a long movie at 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I think after they spot the Tsarnaev, the brothers, let's call them, they could cut some of the scenes out because it makes the movie drag. I also think the scene with the brothers' roommates should have been cut out of the movie as well, because this movie fucking drags. I think I preferred the pace of Deepwater Horizon over this. I'm sorry, Berg and Wahlberg and whoever else was in this. The brothers shoot a guard of the University of Massachusetts, and I don't necessarily like this scene, because what's the point of that scene? Because he was a kid and he was a cop and he was friendly. I couldn't find any. But I do like them stealing Manny's car and drives it, because it's... And in case if you don't know who Manny is, he's the Asian guy with glasses that almost looks like Clark Duke, kind of. It shows they're trying to get the fuck out of Boston. I also like that Manny escapes the brothers. It was brave and badass of him. They have a massive gunfight, the brothers and Sergeant Pugliese and his men, which is supposed to be a big action sequence, and one brother runs over the other one with their truck, but the sequence was not as great as I wanted it to be. And Peter Berg on moving the goddamn camera, meaning shaking it at a point, it got kind of annoying after a while. Catherine Russell, played by Supergirl herself, Melissa Benoist, and I have seen her in a couple of movies, like the Oscar winner J.K. Simmons has, and is the wife of one of the brothers. and is getting interrogated by the FBI, and she talks about wanting a lawyer and having rights, which, when it comes to the bombing of the Boston Marathon, I'm calling bullshit. And also, she's a bad mother for putting her daughter with the fucking terrorists. I do like the actress, but the character was just pathetic. I did, however, enjoy the intense scene of the other brother in a boat, the one that's alive by the end of this movie, in the backyard of an elderly man and his wife's boat, and they shoot up the boat. That scene worked quite well for a biography that can happen anywhere in real life. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 6.2 out of 10. When it comes to Peter Berg doing biographies, this may be his weakest of them, because next week isn't a biography, but from Lone Survivor to this, it keeps going more downhill, which makes me kind of worried for his next week's movie. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Mile 22. And until next time, for the last of the biography about Americans,